This is The Full View. Welcome back. Now, Judges Matter is calling for amendments to the Judicial Service Commission Act, as well as a beefed-up process when it comes to dealing with judicial misconduct cases. Now, this in light of the impeachment of Western Cape Judge President John Hlophe, as well as retired Gauteng High Court Judge Nkola Motata. Mbekezeli Benjamin, Research and Advocacy Officer at Judges Matter, joins us now for more. Mbekezeli, as always, thank you so much for your time. Look, let's first understand the call for a speedy resolution of judicial misconduct. Who is this exactly directed to? Is it Parliament or the Judges Commission? And let's also understand the separation of powers process in this regard.
Good afternoon, Alicia, and good afternoon to the viewers. Well, the demand is really made to both the JSC and Parliament, because the JSC is the body that is designated by the Constitution to advise on issues relating to the judiciary. And this issue relates to how complaints against judges are handled. And so there needs to be an amendment of the law. And so Parliament is the one that amends that law. So the process must start with the JSC and it must end in Parliament with changing the law. And the request is really simple. It's not a lot. All that we are asking for is that the law should be changed so that, number one, the process is less complicated, because right now, when you file a complaint against a judge, there needs to be 5 or 6 different stages, and all of those 5 or 6 different stages can be challenged in court, which is the main cause of the delays. The second thing that we're asking for is that the system should be given the enough capacity in terms of people and resources. And by people, we mean that retired judges must be recruited to be part of the Judicial Conduct Committee, which is responsible for adjudicating complaints. Right now, there are 4 members of the Judicial Conduct Committee, and all 4 members are sitting judges. So they need to deal with court cases in court, firstly, and then in their spare time, they need to deal with complaints against judges. And it's completely unworkable. So what we're saying is that retired judges should be brought on because they have the time. They can be able to adjudicate the complaints much quicker than what we're currently saying.
Look, Mbekezeli, why, according to you, then, do you think both these matters took about over 10 years to resolve? And what recommendations, then, are you putting on the table and suggesting for the amendments?
Well, the reason why they took so long is precisely because of some of the issues that we've identified. Mm-hmm. For example, when the tribunal was first set up, it was 2 judges who were complainants in the process who took the matter to court. The court process dragged on for about 6 years until it was resolved. And then once it was resolved, it was the tribunal for Judge Hlophe started working. As soon as the tribunal finished its work, Judge Hlophe went to court to challenge the decision of the tribunal. That went on for a good 3 years, I think, and already you're counting 9 years of just without one complaint. You haven't gone anywhere with it. It's already 9 years. The Motata complaint also followed a similar process. There are currently, there's the tribunal that was sitting today to deal with the complaint against Judge Makubele. It also was tied up by court litigation relating to some of the decision-making in the process. So what we're saying is that if the process was straightforward, there were less loopholes for it to be challenged in court, then it would make things move much faster than they currently are.
We understand that there's also serious implications should those judges be removed from the bench or impeached. Mbekezeli, I mean, it says here that judges can actually lose quite a lot in terms of benefits. Talk to us about those. What exactly do they stand to lose should they be impeached?
Look, they stand to lose a lot, but for us to understand what they stand to lose, we must first understand what judges get. Mm-hmm. So when you are a judge, when you are appointed as a judge, first of all, you are appointed for life. You and I, we are not judges, we work normal jobs. So at some point at age 65, we have to retire and we have to live for the rest of our lives with the money that we've saved up to the point of retirement. Judges don't have that. They get their full salary every month until the day they die. And even on the day that they die, their spouses, their husband, wives, or partners still continue to receive a benefit until that spouse dies. So it's quite a hefty amount that judges get as a form of payment for them. But the reason why we do that is so that judges never ever one day have to succumb to the pressure of money. Basically, they shouldn't have financial problems. The financial problems should be the last thing on their mind, because if they have financial problems, that means they are vulnerable to corruption, they are vulnerable to bribery, they are vulnerable to being influenced through money. So that's why we pay them very well, so that they are able to act independently. So that's the first thing that we need to understand. Mm-hmm. So that means when you are impeached, you lose all of those benefits. Because if you were entitled to get a salary for life as a judge, if you are impeached, you are removed from office as a judge. So that means you are no longer a judge, and that means you can no longer continue to receive that salary. So basically, you become really a poor person if you get impeached. And the reason for that is that there should be consequences for when judges don't behave properly. The consequences should be serious, so that judges are able to behave appropriately all the time.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Unfortunately, we're out of time. That is Mbekezeli Benjamin, the Research and Advocacy Officer of Judges Matter.